Welcome to the Online Business Development Courses and Online Trainings, a series of mini courses for beginning online business entrepreneurs, marketers, and content creators.
Welcome to today's training, 3 awesome methods to find your target audience without spending any money. Now this particular training is a bit long, but there is some great content and very detailed that's well worth the view. This is actually part of my paid course, but I'm giving you this portion because it seems to be an issue for a lot of people, so I want to focus on this one issue. Many people who are in the content marketing or solopreneur space have trouble sometimes narrowing down who their ideal customer is. And there is no specific key to it because your niche may demand a different customer. But I'm going to give you a great starting point. There's going to be some super effective things that I'm going to teach you, and it's going to require you to do a little bit of work. You don't have to spend money on ads, but when you're ready, you have a great starting point of data to use in your ads, and the work will basically already be done for you. In this video, I'll give you more specific examples and how to when we're putting these examples together. Starting up your online business is going to involve some testing, but the research you're going to do is going to be worth it. You want to remember 2 things. 1, remember that everyone is not your customer and you should not be trying to sell to everyone. And here's my disclaimer. Some of these ideas are not mine. I've listened to several podcasts and I've taken some of it from webinars from people who are killing it in our space so that you don't have to. I've literally sat through hours of webinars and training to learn this stuff and implement it, but I'm putting it all together for you here. And this is just a summary of those ideas I've learned or seen work from different major players in our industry. We're not going to be focused on reaching millions. We're not even going to be focusing on reaching thousands right now. We're starting with, say, hundreds or even a little less. We've got to get our first customers first. So where one idea may not work as well as another, I'd say you should at least give them all a try. I guarantee if nothing else, you'll have some great data you can use in other places, such as Facebook ads, for instance, and we'll get into that a little later. Before you start any of these 3 methods, open up a Google Doc and title it Targeting Ads or Target Market Research for what we'll be putting together to figure out where your ideal audience hangs out, no matter what niche you're in. That's step 1. Create a Google Doc to house all this info. And remember, no matter what you do, there are always people who want what you're trying to show them or sell them, but you have to make it your own and offer them maybe an easier or a different way to do it with your own voice. And you have to test out different ideas if one doesn't work out. Be flexible. You just have to find the people that like the way you teach that thing, whatever it might be. I want you to niche down so small that you're not competing with the Amy Porterfields or Pat Flynn's or the Ryan Dices or Frank Kerns, and carve out a specific small space that you can operate in. You don't need many people to have a flourishing business, and you should read 1,000 True Fans by Kevin Kelly or check out the video on YouTube. Now I want you to stay here with me though, so I'll include the link in the description. Number 2 is to leverage the power of Facebook groups related to your niche. Remember I told you to create a Google Doc in the very beginning? Well, you're going to be filling that thing up with some stellar stuff. You'll soon realize the value of what you're doing when you start really researching and running ads. You'll thank yourself for it later. By now, we all know that Facebook knows almost everything about us. They take data about buying decisions, books you read, associations you're closely tied to, and that gives them a ton of data points with which to target specific groups of people. That's why their ad platform is bananas, and there's a larger ROI on that platform than almost all the others. Now, there are other factors I'm taking into consideration, and since Facebook has the info, why don't you leverage that knowledge? As an exercise, just think of any random thing, and the first thought that comes to your mind, type that into the Facebook search bar. Just about anything you type in that box will give you a ton of results, and this is good for 2 reasons. 1, the terms you start to type in will give you some suggestive text, which will give you ideas for keywords you're going to use in one of the bonus tips later. 2, there's almost always a group of like-minded individuals doing whatever it is that you do, and they all hang out in one place. The Facebook group that's designed with that niche in mind. So use that to your advantage. You can fill in the Google Doc sheet with some of those keywords and suggestive terms later for when you're trying to target people, groups, or different pages when you run ads, or you're just searching for more people that might be valuable to you as a potential customer. You'll go to Facebook and at the top left-hand corner, start typing something in that relates to your topic or niche, and then join a few of those groups. And a good tip to remember is that it's good to have some balance with groups, meaning you should have some with a ton of members and some with fewer members. The one with the most members will most likely have a lot of topics to choose from, but there's also spam associated with those groups that have high numbers, and you're not going to do that. But the one with the least members will probably be more focused and more quality leads. Then you go and start to make yourself known by giving honest help and input in the group. Eventually, you'll get some people that are interested and you can reach out yourself. The object is to ask that one question or related questions in the group for good dialogue. This is going to tell you what others in your niche or similar to you are facing as challenges, and then you will record those answers in the Google Doc you set up. You can do this over a few weeks consistently, and that should be good enough. Most people join a group with the sole intention of later dropping their link without having true regard for either helping the members in the group or giving valuable information. And you've got to treat them like people. That's how you have to interact with them, and you'll get a better response. Most groups have a day when you're free to drop links to products or blogs or websites anyway. So respect the rules of the group, and they are valuable at getting information you could use to turn into solutions in the form of products or services. Also, once the people in the group get to know you and they get used to you giving good info, you can start dropping links and letting people know more about what you do. And more than that, they'll probably start asking. Here's what you can ask. Hey, whatever their name is, that was an interesting take on your niche or topic. You can get that done in 3 steps. And as a matter of fact, I have XXX, that could be a blog, a website, or a product that you should check out that can help you with that. If you've been conversational and genuinely trying to help, they won't see that attempt to reach out as spam or like you're only concerned with sales. They'll feel like it's coming from a friend. And if you do this consistently, you could not land only some of your first clients or customers, but also learn some invaluable knowledge about your market that you might not have even thought of. Awesome method number 3 is to create a targeting list. This list of questions is originally from Ryan Deiss's company, Digital Marker, and their podcast, Perpetual Traffic. It's an excellent resource for marketing tips, getting traffic, and running Facebook ads, along with current changes the platform is making. And there are several more, but we're going to talk about finding your market. Now, the podcast that I was listening to was about Facebook targeting, and you can use this entire list if you want, but I only use a few of them, and this is where you'll fill up most of that Google Doc. Now, there are 7 questions, but I'll focus only on the first 4, and that's more than enough. You don't have to be doing ads again, but this information in itself is so helpful, and you can always refer back to it. Number 1, who are the authority figures or thought leaders or big brands in your niche? Question 2, what books or magazines or newspapers does your ideal customer read? Number 3, what events do they attend? 4, what websites do they frequent? Now, you might be saying, those are great questions, but that's what I'm trying to figure out. So the more you know about your customer, the better, and I'm going to tell you how to figure that out. The other 3 are good questions too, but I want to get laser focused on how to get the answer to these first 4. So I'm going to break each one down. Question number 1. Instead of this question, go to Google and in the search bar, type top 10 XXX, which is related to whatever niche or product that you're trying to research. I'll use 2 examples. One is a fitness instructor and the other is a relationship expert. So the fitness instructor would type in the top 10 fitness leaders or top 10 fitness brands, top 10 fitness topics, or top 10 fitness phrases or keywords. You get where I'm going with this. This is going to bring up a ton of stuff, and you'll start filling in the Google Doc with this info. You'll start to see some similarities, and that's what you want to focus on. Now, you could use the top 5 in each category so you can keep your list short and to the point. In the example of the relationship expert, they would type in top 10 relationship experts, top 10 relationship leaders, top 10 relationship topics, keywords, or phrases in that same fashion until you get a few things listed there. And you'll start to see some overlap as well. Question number 2, in the same fashion as the first question, using those same 2 examples with the fitness instructor and the relationship coach, you'd approach it this way. Top 10 fitness or relationship books, top 10 magazines or newspapers, top 10 fitness or relationship events, top 10 relationship or fitness websites or blogs. You get the picture. There are advantages to doing it this way. For instance, the top 10 topics, phrases, websites, and blogs are going to give you a great idea of what your potential customer is dealing with, what they're thinking about, and what they're searching for. It's a ton of information. It will be like you're reading your ideal customer's mind. Then you could go back to method number 2 and actually use some of that info in Facebook's search bar in the same fashion. Now, I said keep it to the top 5 because once you start actually checking out some of the websites and blogs and magazines and you start to read some of that, there's going to be so much information you will not know what to do with it. But it is a bit time consuming to put this list together, but it's a great investment though. Also, method number 2 is to leverage the power of Facebook groups related to your niche. Also, method number 3 is to create a targeting list. Now, using a little from all these 3, you'll be able to go out there and really pick out your prospects really easy. With number 1, you'll know what's bothering them and you'll be attracting them from the get-go. With number 2, you'll surround yourself with people looking for solutions in your niche by joining some groups and getting to know them, serve them, and eventually sell to them. With number 3, you'll leverage this info to find out the places to target them. You can also go to a lot of these sites and look up those top experts in your niche and see who they're communicating to on their websites and videos and how they're communicating that message and do something similar. If it's working, don't try to reinvent the wheel, right? And the best part is when you start running ads, you will have a lot of criteria to use when you try to target. Now, some of the phrases you use or info you use may not give you the results you'd hoped, but this is thousands of times better than just throwing some random things and hoping it sticks. This is strategy, and strategy is always better than guessing and hoping. Now, this is one of many ways, but you'll start to see some common phrases, some common experts, some common problems, and things that you can try to solve for them. And since you'll already know their issues or main problems, you can aggravate that problem and the way they feel when you write your ads. Then you can relieve that aggravation by offering them a solution similar to how I'm doing with this training. Now, I have some specific ways you can create copy specific to different targets, but that's something we're going to talk about at the end of this video. I truly hope these tips can help you tip the scale in your business. So let's get to pleasing your peeps so you can make some money. And remember, serve first, then sell, not the other way around. Today's landscape is becoming 100% customer-centered, as it should be, since they're the ones who pay us. So don't look at them as a number because they're people. Make sure you're focusing on them first. Zig Ziglar, one of my favorite speakers, says that if you give enough people what they want, you'll get what you want. Now, I wanted to let you in on a brand new detailed course called the Target Market Success Training. This is a crash course training that goes a little further to jumpstart your targeting tactics. Now, this quick crash course training includes a video training and a newly recorded 1-hour masterclass on finding your target market. It gives specific examples and how-to tutorials in this training. Check the link in the description to check it out. There's also downloadable audio you can use to listen to while you're commuting or at the gym, watching the kids, or cleaning house or washing dishes, so it won't interfere with your daily tasks while you learn at the same time. And make sure to get the short ebook on this. It's free. And it means that I want your email address so I can help you with your problem and eventually hope that I'll do a good enough job that you'll either buy a program or enroll in one of my courses. But if you don't do either of them, I'm happy that this is going to help you on a massive scale. And also, the ebook comes with a free target marketing masterclass, and that's a no-brainer. You should take that. It goes great with the ebook, although you'll still get a ton of value with just the ebook. So the Target Market Success Training has some specific extras that this video and the ebook does not cover. And it's all in the presentation where I can show you a lot more than I have here.
Thanks for watching. Learn more about all of our free content and resources and enroll in our online business courses today. Thanks for joining us, and we look forward to connecting with you again. If you like this show, please comment below and let us know. Share this on your social media. We hope you've enjoyed today's show, and please subscribe to our channel.